So even more stuff arrived. I got more Vicon mowers because I needed more of them. So yeah, there's a bit more stuff here today, and there's stuff going out as well. So you won't catch us closed for 10 days around here. Yeah, we're going heading off now with it. Hello and very welcome back. Today is our Christmas video, and we're going to do a roundup of everything around the yard. I'm also going to speak about the channel a little bit and stuff like that. So I suppose here is at my starting point. Now you've seen a good bit of this tractor, but I'm just doing a recap on where we are. The engine is totally stripped, the front axle is removed, and we're kind of getting ready to do a bit of painting. And I also have a couple of other bits and pieces of jobs to do to it. And I must take the diff out of the front axle because I'm going to do the seals and the diff while I have it off as well. So getting back to this, probably get stuck into this tractor over the next week, or it'll be into the new year before we have all our engine parts back, but might do other bits and pieces of jobs to it over the course of the next week. So we'll see how things go. There's lots of other things to do as well, unfortunately, so it's for the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks it's been on the back burner a little bit, but I need to get back at it and get it finished, because if these things go on too long they tend to go south a little bit. So you need to keep on top of your A game on these things. The fenders are nearly all painted. I was waiting for this one to come because, as you would have remembered, my one was broken, but I got this one now, so that'll go to be painted as well. And when that's done, I'll go paint the cab. I'll paint the back end of it. I'm going to put another spool valve on it. There's some pipes to change here in the back of it as well. We need to fit a trailer brake valve, so we've plenty to do around here, and we could be getting stuck into that. But I just done a bit of trial here with this area and painting it, and we used that Otterall stuff in the paint, which tinned it a little bit too much, so I ended up with a couple of runs here, but nobody is ever going to see that, so that's not too bad. And that's why I experimented in that area to see how that turned out. So that's that. Now we'll head across the road. So we unloaded the last bit of stuff that was to arrive for this year this morning, and we also have some hitches here that are to go out for delivery, or you know, people are coming to collect them over the next week or so. And I don't know, did I show you this, but I also got a rotavator for myself. This one is sold, and I'm going to use this one because it's a 3 meter. So I always wanted a 3 meter one, which I think will be very handy. Now it needs some work. It's a fine heavy harrow. Needs some work here in this side gearbox. There's a gear chipped inside there, so I need to get in there and get that done. But there's no immediate panic with that. That's a springtime mission. But there's a Coon, and that one's also a Coon, except obviously that one is smaller. Need to finish off the fertilizer bogey. Spreader went out yesterday, and obviously that, as I've said numerous times, that mower needs to be pulled out and give a run through, and these other ones need to be prepared for sale as well. So I'll show you yesterday's arrival. So this immaculate, absolutely immaculate 302 Coon arrived in. Now obviously there's shafts and panels taken off of it for transport, but we need to put those back on. I have them all in a box over there. This mower is in very, very nice condition indeed. It has all its side guards there and everything. Just put them on it. It's much the same as a 13. It is the same as a 1365, except they have a different. Coons have a different conditioner. They have the fingers like this, whereas the John Deere's had a kind of a steel swinging tine on them. But which is better or not, I don't know, to be honest with you. So over the course of the next few days, I will take at this and get it fully assembled and ready for sale. I'll show you the other box of stuff that came with it. So here we have all our guards and panels and shafts and stuff like that, so that all needs to be put on it. Lovely little weight as well came in. It's a concrete weight. It's a nice stylish one at that. 400 kilos, nice little weight indeed. These spreaders came in as well. I extended my extensive collection of Vicon spreaders to now even more of them. But some of these were on bogies. One or two of them. One of these frames was on a bogey. So it was cut in a couple of places here, so I'll have to put that on a bogey frame again, maybe when I get in a bogey. But at least I've spare hoppers now and things like that, you know. And this Vicon Mower also landed to extend my range of Vicon machinery, which we seem to have an addiction to. I don't know why, but nice mower, relatively tidy. Needs a good power washing. It's gone very discoloured, so needs a good wash. I've seen it running. It's in pretty good condition. No cracks or welds or anything like that. So yeah, in the new year I'll get that out, do a bit of work to it, as with the other Vicons. I think we're going to have to designate a bit of time to mower, getting mowers ready at some period in the new year, and get all of these ready. But I may keep one in stock, because if they're sold local and God forbid something happens to them, at least there'll be a backup there for people if plan A doesn't exactly work out. The little Fint was splitting timber, so she's out of her winter housing. She should be back in by right, but could be splitting timber again, you never know. And our 6610 is still here, but there's a couple of people biting on it, so I can't see it sitting for much longer at all really. And that brings me to my next point about tractors. And as you will have seen or know, we've been importing some tractors, and it's these kind of ones I want to stick to. You know, this era, maybe even a little bit older kind of stuff that there's an awful lot of a grow for. I suppose I took my foot off the gas a little bit with the tractors over the course of the past 12 months. Sales got a little bit slow. I got a little bit nervous of having stock in the yard that I wouldn't be able to shift, so therefore I kind of sat back to see what would happen. And there's a pickup there again, to be fair. People are out spending a few quid on machinery and tractors and that, so we'll keep at it. We'll try and drive on with it. But the problem is, tractors like this are getting extremely hard to find, and hard to find stuff tends to be expensive, so that is the downside of it. So there's a fine line between sought after and too expensive, you know, so you have to try and keep it some way tidy, and you have to give enough to get good stuff. You're not going to get good stuff cheap anymore. That day is well and truly gone, I'm afraid. So from my point of view, it takes a lot of time to source them, a lot of time to dig them out. You don't just fall over them, so it just makes it that little bit more difficult. And the 160 was on bail moving duties there over the past couple of days, so we need to do a bit more of that over Christmas. A couple of little bits and pieces of jobs to get done between Christmas and the New Year as well for customers. So next week there we'll do a little bit of that, and that must go out for delivery as well. I must deliver that machine. This one is for sale, but I'm not pushed on selling it because we can use it away ourselves if it doesn't move. So a couple of people came to see it and made offers, but it's a fixed price on that one, because if it doesn't go, it doesn't worry me. I can still use it away myself. And of course the 9145 is here on, and it's parked up, but the battery has gone flat in it, because for some reason when you switch it off, the radio comes on. So yeah, the battery's flat in that, but I'm mad about her. You know, it's just a lovely looking tractor. It's a lovely thing to have when they're gone so rare, so it'll probably stay here for another bit of time at least anyway, and it'll work away and do a few jobs for me that I have to do. And ideally up tipping around there, it's able to rake, it'll be able to mow with a back mower if we had to, and it could draw away bales. It could do the kind of handy duties there if and when needed. So some days there's too many yucks around the yard, and other days there's not enough, and I think this falls into the category of it's cheap enough to leave it there, and if it does 10 hours or 200 hours or 1,000 hours, it doesn't matter to me, you know. It's not, it doesn't have to go out and work and make a living. And the 7550 is out moving around Brussels sprouts, so There's only 3 Brussels sprout growers in this country now. There's a very good chance that if you're eating Brussels sprouts this Christmas, or 75-50 brought in from the field to be packaged. So an interesting, funny fact for you. On from that, I suppose a few statistics for the channel, a bit of information about the channel. 2,500 subscribers our channel grew by in the past 12 months. Again, I'm a fright for not publishing when I'm busy, and that hurts the channel big time because I could go a month without putting up a video, and I think some of the viewers don't like that as well. So something for me to improve on in the new year, keep the videos a bit more consistent. But there's one thing I don't want to do, and is I don't want to make them boring, you know, and silage and grass and all that is very repetitive. You're doing the same thing every day. I find this is more interesting. The workshop stuff is more interesting because it's different stuff the whole time, whereas there's only so much you can talk about going around mowing the field, and I don't want to really wear on people with that kind of stuff. So a bit of feedback from you, maybe what you would like to see on the channel in the next year, what you think I do right and what you think I do wrong. It would be lovely to get that information off of you. So I suppose to everybody who watches, to everybody who's became a customer and a friend out of watching the videos, I want to wish you a very happy Christmas, and I hope to see more of you in the next 12 months. And something I always do is I look out the window every Christmas day and see what's different to last year. And look, there's more stuff here this year. We've expanded a bit more. Contracting is what I would call stagnant. It's not going to grow anymore. I know for a fact our contracting business isn't going to grow anymore. It's not possible for it to, because we can't do any more work than we're doing. We would need more staff. I'm not interested in that. We're able to do our round. We look after our lads well, and they're all happy. I'm happy with what we do. So it's not going to grow anymore. I'm not going to go out and try and buy a fleet of new tractors and be working day and night just to pay for them. It's not the road I'm willing to go down. So the contracting business is going to stay as it is. This is probably going to grow a little bit more maybe, and we'll see how that goes. So like I say, a very happy Christmas and happy new year, and I hope to see an awful lot more of you in 2024.